Justin Trudeau is now talking about using cell phones to track people's movements, using the GPS on your phones to track you. I'm absolutely sure they do that in the UK, but I'm also sure that the UK has not only people who willfully choose to defy the government, but masses of ungovernable people, particularly in London.
Yes. I worry about this greatly. I worry very much that the cure for this problem is going to be far worse than the disease. I think that at the end of this, we're going to find that we stopped coronavirus, but in the process, we killed the patient. And I'm so glad that President Trump gets this. I mean, imagine if we had a leader of the free world. Imagine if we had a Hillary or a Bernie or somebody like some crazed globalist who believes in bigger government anyway. At least Trump has got the right instincts that he wants to get back to business, to normal life as quickly as possible. I think for too many people, and I suspect that your President Bieber is very much one of them, this will be the perfect opportunity to advance bigger government.
Yeah, you're right. You know what, though? The things that we rely on big government for, maintain the borders, keep out foreign forces, including foreign viruses, protect law and order, these are the things big government has failed us on. And I just saw news from New York City that nearly 3,000 New York City police have called in sick from the virus. Now, some of them might not actually have it, but whether or not they have it, they're calling in sick. At what point does the government itself cease to be enforcing its own orders? I mean, and what point do they cease to protect us from looters or actual real danger? I don't know. I saw that news about the NYPD and it made me scared.
Yeah, I think we have good reason to be worried about this. I mean, look, I don't think any government anywhere in the world is in an enviable position right now, because you've given a very good example of what's going on. I had the coronavirus last month, and it was, unpleasant. It was like not as bad as flu. It didn't leave me bedbound. But on the other hand, it made me feel quite rotten and irritable for a fortnight. I got the fever, I got the cough, which is still with me. It definitely reduces your functionality. I think in most cases, if you're healthy, it's not going to do much worse than that. But we've got government guidelines that if you show, before the complete lockdown, if you had symptoms, then you were urged to self-isolate, which seems sensible on the one hand because it stops people going out spreading the disease. At the same time, if people are self-isolating, and if, say you've got 2 cops, 3 cops living in the same household, or a bunch of medics sharing digs together, which is highly likely, then what you have is if one person has got the illness, everyone else in the house gets shut out of work. And so you're right, you have a recipe for a kind of civil emergency over and above what's happening in the case of the actual illness itself.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.